Hey there, in today's video I am going to be doing some simple nails on my left hand, and I will be using these tips from Shein. I am going to cut them down a little because these are just a little too long for what I'm going for. And excuse the product on my natural nails, that's acrylic from the previous nail set. I am thinking I should start applying clear acrylic on my natural nails before doing the nail set, just as a protective layer, the way I've been seeing Acrylic Cure and Zule's nails do their nails. But I'm also trying to make sure that my application isn't bulky, so we'll see how I can work around that. Alright, I've cut off and filed the sides so that I can reduce the C-curve. I also filed the part that goes onto my natural nail. And now I'm just gonna apply primer onto my natural nail, and you know what, like I said, I think I am going to use clear on my natural nail first. I'm just gonna move this acrylic aside and use a clear instead from Miss Smith. Use it as a protective layer. You know, we don't want to be insane doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I just want to see how that would work on my nails, what an effect it would have. I think that was too much because we're not going for clear on the whole nail, but just try to make sure that it's not too much. Alright, I'm gonna go on and use Peel Canela from Bling Girl. I am gonna use this for a full coverage on my nail. So basically I'm gonna use this to build a nail with Peel Canela. I don't remember ever using Peel Canela other than when I swatched the acrylic, honestly. But yeah, I'll see how I feel about encapsulating this. I always try to ditch encapsulation, and then after struggling or after waiting for so long for acrylic to dry, I'm just like, let me just encapsulate this, because clear acrylic dries quicker and is also easier to file compared to any color or cover acrylic. So instead of ditching that, I think I am going to encapsulate the nail, but I'm also trying to make sure that my application isn't too dry, or isn't too thick rather, so that I can encapsulate without a problem. I really don't know what I'm doing wrong, because I feel like a lot of material gets stuck on my brush. I don't know if it's too much pigment or it's just me, because when I pick up with a little monomer, then it's too dry, and with too much monomer, then it gets stuck on my brush. I need to get it just right for this to be okay. And I think that's good enough. Then I'm just gonna encapsulate it then, so that we don't have a thick nail. Alright, so there we have the application, and it's a thin application at that. I am just going to encapsulate the nails so that they can dry quicker, and it's also easier to file. Okay, we've learned our lesson and we're not gonna go through this again. Let us not skip the steps. Let's do what's needed to be done for the nails to look the way they should. Okay, and I'm also gonna build an apex with that clear. Looks easy, but honestly not really, because one thing about me and the clear acrylic, bubbles will form. Bubbles will really form. Not too bad, but anyway. There we go. I have the nails. Oh my gosh, they look worse on camera than they actually look in person. That's weird, but I did not wash my hands because it's really cold. It's really cold. I'm just gonna sanitize, and maybe instead of using my hands, I should use this little brush, right? Maybe, because I really didn't want to use warm water to wash my hands, because once the warm water cools or my hands cool, my fingernail tips will hurt from being cold. So I'm just gonna apply this base gel on my nails. I don't know if I should just wait for the nails to go dry, but yes, I'm gonna apply base gel on the nails. The base gel is really thick because it is really cold. I hardly do my nails when it's cold, but lately I've been doing my nails a lot. It's usually around the time of the year. This time of the year, at the time of filming, it's actually June 2025. I know this won't be out until 2026, but around May, June, July, I hardly film because it's just so hard to work with acrylic, and Also my fingertips, I just can't take the pain. Like filing in this weather is really, really painful. So I usually film in any other season, not winter, or on the warmer winter days. These look so nice. I'm just gonna wipe them with gel finishing wipe using this lintful wipe. Figured it's easier to use this when the nail is smooth, otherwise these little lints are going to get stuck in the nail, in the grooves of the nail, if the nail is not smooth. So this is the only time I'm gonna use these now that I've clocked how they are. But yeah, then I'm gonna get into the nail art. Right, so I am going to be using this color on my thumb. I have already gone ahead and done my other nails, and as you can see, this needs mixing a lot of it because it has separated. I have a bad habit of mixing my gels with my liner brushes, and I don't think that is healthy for my brushes necessarily. But anyway, this is the lazy way out of doing things, but I don't recommend that you do. I am just going to draw a line there, and I've already done my other nails off camera because I did the same thing on all the nails, just different colors. So I just thought it's only necessary for me to just show one color, right? So just gonna draw that with this green color and then fill it in. There's so much lint everywhere. I'm trying to stay on camera also while I do this. All the gels are really thick because it is cold, I've been saying. By the way, this is an inspo I got from Pinterest. I don't remember if it has a name, but I don't think it does. But I will put the picture up on screen. And then instead of using gold lines on the diagonals, I'm gonna use some of the strips that I got from Shein, and you'll see that later because I hardly use them anyway. For the most part, I hardly use a lot of the things that I have, so I'm trying to use a lot of the things that I have. Okay, I'm trying to put them to good use. All right, and before I cure that, and it doesn't have to be perfect, as you can see it is not perfect, I am going to pull out this green glitter and I'm gonna pour the glitter over the nail. Just before I do that, make sure that we don't have the excess right there, it's not looking cute, and then just pour the glitter over the wet gel. Right, and then I'm also gonna press the glitter inside the gel so that we have that texture right there, and then I'm gonna cure that. So now that it's cured, I'm just gonna remove the excess with this brush, and that looks pretty good to me. So let me just save some of that glitter by using this funnel and putting it back into a little tube like so, and that's how you save the glitter. There we go. Now on to the next part of the design. I'm going to be using these thin strips that I got from Shein. This is what I was talking about, that instead of using the gold, okay, it doesn't look like they're gonna stop playing the music anytime soon, but it sounds like the car is leaving. So let me just shut up and I'll come back and speak once they're gone. Okay, well, the music is off now. What I was trying to say before I got rudely interrupted was that this is what I meant when I said it's actually kind of hard to remove this, but okay, there we go. Instead of using a gold liner gel to draw those lines from the inspo picture, I am using these strips, and I know this is going to be kind of hard with my thumb, but I don't know why I chose to do the thumb on camera, but there we go. Let's stick with it. We've committed. Make sure it's straight, and there we are. That's basically what I'm going for, and I did to the rest of my nails and then to the final part of the nail design. Right, and then on to adding the flowers. I'm just gonna add the glue gel right there across, just enough to make sure that 3 flowers that I want to put in here will fit, and we might not have enough of the small green ones. Looks like we have a little quantity, a small amount compared to the other colors. I would have loved a more vibrant green, but this will do as well. Just to take the excess, add it in the centers of the flowers so I can add the caviar beads right there. Big caviar bead for the big flower and the smaller caviar beads for the smaller flowers. And I like that. So I'm gonna apply this Bling Girl top coat. This top coat from Bling Girl, it is one of those thick ones, so I don't know if the cold air makes thick top coat cure, but I don't want to risk it and lose this top coat as well, because I've already lost a top coat that I had to throw out because when it was exposed to cold air it left clumps, and I already noticed that there was a clump of top coat, as you can see, that I had to remove from that top coat. So I was like, let me rather use an external brush and make sure that the top coat is closed altogether. So I don't know if it's because the top coat is thick that it is prone to just, I don't know if it's freezing or what, but basically curing before I actually cure the nail. But yeah, no, I don't want to risk losing this top coat as well. I definitely chose the busiest morning to do my nails, and you know, living in a complex. Anyway, let me just finish these up. Means I won't be able to film my right hand right away because it is so noisy outside, and doesn't seem like they are actually leaving. They are actually fixing their cars, so that's why there's so much music. I even closed the windows, but you know, you can still hear the music. And I'm sorry, but let me cure that. And there we have the nails. I tried to wait for the music to stop playing outside, but I just can't wait any longer, and I really need to do this outro. So this is what I have for my nails right now. I'm just applying cuticle oil onto my nails. And you know, I'm just thinking about the people who are playing music so early in the morning. I'm like, there are people who are not morning people. There are people who probably work night shifts and they only get to sleep like in the mornings and stuff. So I don't understand the amount of noise that they're making, especially so early in the morning. I don't mind in the afternoons, right? And in fact, in general, I really don't mind music, like people playing music outside. I'm just thinking of people who probably work night shifts, and also the people who play music at night. That's another thing. There are people who are just like trying to spend time with their family and just trying to be indoors or trying to listen to something, or some people who work, like, you know, and they're trying to have meetings. But okay, it is Saturday, I get it. I mean Sunday rather, I get it. But oh well. Anyway, these are the nails. I love these nails, you guys. This is one of my favorite sets that I've done, one off. I really love this. I did put in effort. I literally just woke up and freshened up, and I just got to my desk because I really was eager to doing my nails. So it just goes to show, when I don't force myself to do nails, I actually do a good job, if I do say so myself. So I really like this nail set. What do you guys think about this nail set? If you have watched this far, please leave a rainbow emoji in the comment section to let me know that you have watched all the way. I appreciate you for watching all the way. Please subscribe so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, and I hope you stay tuned for my next video. Okay, thanks for watching once again. Bye.